I'm Katrina, and this is Sew and Tare. And today we're going to talk about storing your dry goods. So I store things like leaves that I've dried from many different things. Right here I have some chocolate mint that I dried. And when you dry it, you want it to stay fresh. You don't want it to go bad just because you didn't use it. So these, I just opened this today. Today's 2022 in February. And I dried these in 2020 in the summer. They smelled so good when I opened it, and it's because I sealed it. So you can seal it in a couple different ways, but the Food Saver is, there you go. Food Saver is something that I suggest you getting, at least this attachment. You don't have to get the unit. You can get just this part, and that goes over regular mouth. You need a different one for wide mouth. And then this is a brake bleeder. Yes, for automobiles, right? And I put a little hose on it, and I mean, it came with all the attachments. So this is how I do mine. I do now have a Food Saver. I didn't used to, and I could use that, but quite frankly, it sits in a box until it's used, and this is easier to grab. So let me show you how it's used. So whether you're just storing this for the first time, or if you're storing it again, this is what you need to do to store this. So first, you want to look on the underside of your lid and remove any of the debris around the gasket part. Now this is a case where you can reuse your ball metal lids. It's not dangerous. If it pops open, you're not going to get, botulism in it or anything. So you can reuse, like, let's say you water bath something or you pressure can something. As long as this gummy part is still good, it will seal. And it will seal good enough for dry goods. So you want to make sure that's clean. Make sure this is clean. And set that on there. So the ring you're not going to need. You don't have to have it at all. I just have it on there in case it pops open. Because it doesn't matter if there's a false seal for dry goods. All right, next you want to make sure this is the hole that you're going to put the brake bleeder in, or for your Food Saver, that's where the hose goes. And then you want to make sure that this is in all the way. I've had issues where like it wasn't working, and it was like kinked out like that. And so you want to make sure it's in all the way. So next, you put this directly down. If you kind of go like that, you might get the lid off of where it's supposed to be, so that's not good. But push it all the way down, and then I gotta go higher. All right, I had to go higher. So push this all the way down so you know it's on the jar, and then put this into the hole. For this, I hold it because it's just gonna be better. Let's see. So the way this works is by squeezing it. So I hold onto here, just make sure it doesn't come out of the hole, and you just pump it, and you can see that this dial is going up, and you want to get it to at least above 10 pounds of pressure, but at least to 15 is good. That's up here. I don't know if you can read the dial up here. And the more stuff that you have in the jar, the faster this is going to go, because the least air it has. What this is doing, what vacuum sealing is it's taking the air out of the jar. And once all the air is out of the jar, then it's going to make a seal. So if you have a jar that's mostly empty, this is going to take you forever. But this is a really good way to store your goods and keep them fresh. And inexpensive, and I don't know if you might even have a brake bleeder already, but I've hit 15 pounds of pressure up here. Take it off, and then this can come off. Again, check your seal before you go to the next one. And any jar is sealed when you can just pick it up by the lid, and you can pick up the whole jar. So now what I do, because I have the rings, right? is I just clamp that down just for extra security. You can see the button is down now. It, like this one is not on yet. It's not sealed yet. And you've got that button, that sound. This one doesn't have that. So now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So I've checked my gasket, I've checked my rim, put it in, and do the same thing. You don't have to do this. It is an optional way of keeping your dry goods. You could just throw it in a jar and call it good. But it's going to last longer if you do this. Like if you're going to use it within a couple months, I maybe wouldn't do it. It depends on how fresh you want it. But if you are going to be using it, throughout a year or whatever, then I would go ahead and do this. And this either with the brake bleeder or with the actual machine. But this is what I use for my my dry goods. Well, I say dry goods, I mean like dried leaves and things like that. So again, I always check this right after just so I don't forget the next time. This goes back in its box for me. Some people store them just by itself, but that's what I use. Some glare. That's what I use, and it's been working great for me. I've been doing it for a few years now, and it's been working great. And I opened this one today, and man, it just smelled so good. Chocolate mint. It smelled so good when I opened it. It was awesome. So again, this is a brake bleeder, and this is a food saver jar sealer. And you need different ones for regular and wide mouth. Regular is a small one, wide mouth is the bigger mouth. And it has worked tremendously. So I hope you've enjoyed this and that you dry some leaves, right? Dry your own stuff, and it'll turn out wonderful. Thanks for hanging out. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you're interested, I have links to these products in the description below. And enjoy your day.